you for joining us in this video workshop, 25 questions to help elevate your content strategy for the upcoming year. My name is Taylor Moon, and I'm the Senior Manager of Content Marketing and Social Media at ClearVoice, a company specializing in content marketing for brands ranging from SMBs to Fortune 500 companies. The goal of this series is to provide you with a clear, actionable framework for creating an effective content strategy, something that aligns with your business objectives and resonates with your target audiences. We've broken this series into 7 segments. You can watch the videos as you work through each question block of your worksheet, or watch all the videos back to back to get those ideas percolating before you dive in. Choose what works best for your learning style and the needs of your team. But before diving into the worksheet, let's explore one big question you'll need before you think about anything else. The question is why? Why is creating content important? You're probably a seasoned content professional, so the answer may seem obvious, but I invite you to examine this question anew. Of course, content created for the sake of content or to meet some self-imposed publishing schedule isn't enough. Why do you need to create content for your business? Is it to support long-term goals? To educate your customers? For SEO and digital marketing campaigns? All of the above? There is no right or wrong answer here, but taking 10 minutes to consider all of the whys behind your content marketing may show you new avenues for creating great content. Before we dive into our first set of questions about understanding and defining your goals, take time to write out your company content marketing why. You may call them SMART goals or KPIs, OKRs, or something else entirely. But when it comes to creating or revamping your content strategy, the first step is to look at the big picture and define your metrics of success. Have you heard the phrase, a fuzzy target gets missed? Your marketing targets act as a compass for your team. They help clarify where to put time and resources. They let you know if you're making a difference to the organization. Here are some common marketing objectives. Take the time to think about goals that will provide long-term value to your company's core business and revenue goals, while being economically and socially responsible. Remember to ensure you're making the right difference. For example, as of 2023 at ClearVoice, our marketing team's key success metric is the SQL, or Sales Qualified Lead. Did a potential prospect meet with someone from our sales team? We aligned this metric as it was a key indicator of buying intent. In the past, the marketing team aligned with targets like site traffic, leads generated, whether qualified or unqualified, and newsletter subscribers. Still, these metrics did not accurately indicate value to the bottom line. Now, let's take a quick glance at our first set of questions and how to answer them best. What are your company's quarterly objectives and goals? Could you align your content strategy with those upcoming objectives? How can our content marketing strategy support our company goals? Have you synced with the executive team to understand company goals from the top down? Aligning your content goals to the overall business objectives is essential, especially if you're looking for buy-in. What metrics should our content strategy focus on? Think about the metrics that closely align with your overall goals. Impressions may not seem like much, but they are valuable metrics for ramping up brand visibility. Which types of content are we missing? Variety is key. Are you providing diverse content based on the goals you've outlined? Perhaps a blog could also be an infographic. Dig deep here. What are our competitors doing? Copying verbatim is a no-go, but using competitors' work for inspiration could make all the difference. What are they doing that differs from you? Is it working? Does our SEO need attention? If so, what steps do we need to take? Taking regular looks into analytics can truly shed some light on your content, but also be truthful with yourself and ask, did we think through this from an SEO perspective too? While working through your answers, remember to focus on supporting your organizational goals and objectives, understanding how to measure your campaign's efficiency, and differentiating your brand from competitors. Up next, we'll take a look at zeroing in on your target audience. Understanding your target audience or audiences is the foundation of your marketing strategy. When you zero in on a specific ICP, your tactics become more focused, making lead conversions more achievable. Start by asking yourself, who is this for? What are their pain points? How and where do they consume their information? And what are they seeking? Understanding your audience's genuine needs lets you tailor your offerings to their preferences rather than just promoting your products. This elevates your content relevance, bolstering your marketing authority, and ensures optimal distribution on their favorite channels and platforms. This allows you to better allocate and maximize your resources. Let's dig into our next set of questions. Who are we trying to reach? Picture your ideal customer. What do you already know about them that might help get your brand in front of them? What are the demographics of my buyer personas? Think about their age range, gender, and location. This information will better help you develop messaging and a strategy geared toward your target audience. What are the psychographics for my buyer personas? What are their interests and hobbies? What are their challenges and pain points? Remember, connecting with your audience on a personal level builds brand trust and authority. What do my target customers do online, and what do they read? Think about what influences your audience's purchasing decisions. Do they make impulse decisions, or do they heavily research before buying? Do personas differ based on the industry vertical? Finally, you'll want to consider how your buyer personas differ, especially if you offer services to various verticals. The needs, wants, and pain points will likely differ. Define how and why. Make that picture of your ideal customer as specific as possible at every step. Up next, we'll begin prepping for content production. So far, we've defined our campaign goals and who we're targeting. Now, we need to determine how to make it happen. Mapping things out gives you a better idea of which strategies are more feasible to execute or just make sense altogether. It's where you separate the pie in the sky ideas from the strategies that you can implement tomorrow. To do that, you need to define your internal organization clearly. Answering this next set of questions will set you up for seamless content production. Are my brand and style guidelines established and formally documented? Simply put, do you have brand and/or editorial guidelines? Do they live in your head, or are they documented? It's challenging to develop a content strategy for your brand if it's not defined or documented for reference. How many people are involved in the decision-making process? There's such a thing as too many cooks in the kitchen. Define who is essential in the decision-making process. Who are the internal stakeholders involved in the review and approval process? Everyone on your team is essential, but only some are stakeholders. Determine who is necessary to review your production, along with why and how. Not to mention who ultimately has the final say. How does your content help buyers address the jobs to be done? Returning to the bottom line, how does your content help your audience? Potential customers must understand how your product or service will resolve their challenges. Do I have the resources I need to create the content? Think through what you need to produce the content you've defined. And keep in mind, sometimes less is more.
Do I have the budget I need to create the content?
And finally, consider your budget. Your budget can help determine your resource allocation and vice versa. By answering these questions, you should have insight into which strategies you can execute within the next 6 to 12 months and which you might want to kick down the road. Once you have mastered the how of your production, it's much easier to scale up content creation and promotion in the future. Now, let's get creating. Let's take a pause. Clearly, there's a lot that goes into developing your content strategy. Luckily, we live in a time where plenty of tools and tactics can help you streamline your workflow. You just need to find the right tools to put them into place that will best support your team. The more efficiently you operate, the higher quality of content you'll be able to create. Before diving into content creation and promoting that content, you should ask yourself the following. What formats should we use in our content development strategy? There are many different types of content. Which resonate best with your audience? And what can you efficiently execute? Each stage of the consumer journey may require something different. What tools are required to execute your content strategy? Think hard about what you absolutely need to execute your strategy. Some tools may be helpful, but aren't essential. Is my content calendar transparent, and does everybody understand their role? What's clear to you may not be to others. Ensure your team understands their role from an overall assignment level perspective. Review that for clarity. How will content be distributed and promoted? Once the content is created, where will it live? Does it make sense to promote it? Why? How will evergreen content be handled? Evergreen content is essential to a content strategy. Determine your evergreen cadence and production workflow. This question segment may require some more research and collaboration than the previous ones. Take the time to think through your response. A great place to start is to return to our Elevate Your Content Strategy article to see the various tools and articles we have linked for you. You can do this by clicking the article link in the video's description. Up next, we'll dive into your content performance and why monitoring it is crucial. Often overlooked is what to do after the content is created, published, and promoted. Like we've said from the get-go, creating content for the sake of isn't a solid strategy. So, to continue producing quality content, we need to understand and measure its performance. What you measure, you move. Analytics will help you determine what content is performing, what strategies are effective, and where you can improve. It will also give you more insight into user behavior, allowing you to personalize content, ensuring it resonates with your audience. By answering the following questions, you can continue effectively allocating your resources, creating high-quality content, and building brand authority. How will we track and scale our content strategy, production, and distribution? Remember your overall objective and goals. Those are metrics to regularly evaluate. Determine those metrics, the cadence of measuring them, and optimization. Who needs access to ongoing reports and stats? Keep in mind your stakeholders and production team. What do they need to know, where, and when?
Which types of content perform best and worst on your site?
Your data lets you quickly determine which content is successful and which simply doesn't resonate with your audience. It's not just about maximizing your ROI. Your ability to effectively scale your business improves your brand authority, content quality, customer experience, and retention. Measure, learn, adapt, and you are bound to succeed. Ready to build your content strategy? Let's get started. By now, you should have worked through the 25 questions and have some solid answers to help propel your content marketing strategy. We've covered the A to Z of content marketing. From understanding your audience's core desires to crafting compelling stories that resonate, and from leveraging the right platforms to measuring the impact of your efforts. Remember, the landscape of content marketing is ever evolving. What remains constant is the need for authenticity, relevance, and value. As you set forth, ensure that these principles remain at the heart of your strategy. Make a plan to return to this process in the next 6 to 12 months with everything you've learned. If you find yourself struggling along the way, visit ClearVoice.com to take advantage of our resources and speak with a content specialist. Good luck, and we'll see you again soon.